Hey guys, what's up? Sorry. Hey guys, what's up? How you doing? And welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another video on Third Age Wars Varda. This time featuring my good friend Bilbo and KOS Seraphim. KOS is, I believe, a new clan for Medieval 2 called Knights of Shocking Heads or something like that. I think it's Gaelic, I want to say, like Gaelic, kind of Gaelic language, you know, Irish, Welsh, stuff like that. Not Welsh. Welsh don't think has that word. But yeah, sorry I haven't uploaded in ages. I've been feeling like ill. I've had my mock exams for GCSEs coming up and stuff like that. But I'm back now. Hopefully gonna get a couple of videos recorded today, and then hopefully over the Christmas holidays another few videos recorded then. Yeah, this is the latest test build for Wars of Varda, and let's just get into the army comps. We have 2 units of Eothrym. Helm's Deep is such an annoying map to move around. Yep, 2 units of Eothrym axes. These guys, I reckon, Eothrym is basically early Third Age Rohan. So these guys are very similar to the Westmark Marshals with their AP, 2-handed axes, shields on the backs, and the same models. Maybe slight kit bash, stuff like that, but same base stuff. Then we have some Eotheod Axemen. Again, well, these guys, they're going to be fairly low tier units, up to nothing much in melee, but because they're axes, I want to say they have AP in Wars of Varda. I think every axe unit is armor piercing, and they have that shield value that the Eothrym axes don't, so that could prove useful. Eothrym spears, hoping to form up a solid stoic bulwark of defense that will take really quite a lot to punch through. Eothrym archers, basically just high tier archers. The Eothrym are going to be the highest tier units in the Eothrym army. More Eotheod axemen, maiden thanes. So yep, more these guys axe throwers, but believe he might have made them axemen in melee, so they might be AP in melee. We have Fram's Worm Slayers. So Fram was basically a king of Rohan, I want to say. And oh wait, no, was Fram the one who like it was like the war that Gondor had with the Wayne Riders, and then like Ravanian. Was it Ravanian? Like, it was somewhere up north in Middle-earth. They came to help out Gondor. I'm thinking their king might have been King Fram. Like, if you know the lore for this, just like let me know in the comments, because I could have slaughtered this. But I think he's like the Ravanian chieftain who came down to help, and then after that, they got given Rohan, like, well, what in Lord of the Rings is called Rohan. Anyway, more maiden thanes, more Eothrym archers releasing their payloads upon Gondor. So basically, I guess in this fight, future, like past Rohan and Gondor have had a bit of a falling out over Calenarthon, and they're trying to take it back. Probably some sort of trickery from Saruman. Last but certainly not least, we have 2 units of Eothrym swordsmen, high tier swordsmen. Definitely gonna be. I'm interested to know what the cost for all these units are. So I haven't played Eothrym. I think they're fairly focused on cavalry, similar to the way Rohan play in Reforged. But they could have better infantry for all I know. And if they have good cavalry, that would explain why Seraphim has brought the Knights of Nimloth. Because I doubt that, unless they break down this wall and the Knights of Nimloth are able to, like, quickly get some rear charges on these guys and stuff, I doubt they're going to be able to do much. I think maybe Seraphim was expecting Bilbo to bring some cavalry and sally out. Oh, wait, I forgot one unit, the Miaras Housecarls. Similar to these guys, they're going to be 2 HP units. And they're just like very elite archers that I'm guessing are axe and shield and melee. Axes definitely seems to be quite a trend in the Eothrym forces. But anyway, enough with Bilbo's army. Let us get on to the besiegers of this fine settlement. This is obviously Helm's Deep, if you didn't already know. But he's starting off cheap with the Gondor sword infantry, cheap and cheerful. Like, they're not going to be able to win against stuff like Eothrym swords, but that armor value that they can pack on 2 levels of armor upgrade. Bilbo has, like, the modders have really done a brilliant job on the helmets, these guys. These guys look really good. It's, to be honest, it's like a really nice breath of fresh air from Reforged. It's like Reforged went for the movie look, but if the Gondorian soldiers in the movie had this helmet, that would be insanely cool. I'm trying to think if I've seen these helmets from anywhere. So I know that Middle-earth, Shadow of War, and Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War even. So that's the one set in partially set in Minas Ithil, I want to say. I'm trying to visualize what their armor is because they might be using similar helmets. But whatever the case is, I really like the look of these guys. And they have more men in a unit than they would in Reforged as well. Trebuchet, I'm assuming hoping to make some breaches in these walls, maybe get a few cheeky trebuchet shots in. And then the crew won't be up to much in melee. We have the Citadel Marksmen. I'm assuming they're going to be similar to the Marksmen of Caer Andros over in Reforged, like good at range and then not bad in melee. But, well, we'll find out. Again, I haven't played Gondor really either. I've played a few factions, but I mainly main like played some of Dunaroth. I've played quite a bit of Eren Galen. I have to admit, I do quite like the Orc factions in the mod as well. Who did I play in that battle I played against you, Bilbo? The one on Edoras where I managed to just get in it. It was Gondor, wasn't it? I was playing Gondor on that, right? So I genuinely can't remember. But anyway, some Pelargir Marines here, just like... Well, it wasn't Gondor, it was Dol Amroth, yeah. Pelargir Marines, similar stories to what they are in Reforged. Javelins at range, so... I want to say armor piercing, but they might not be in this. It's been a little while since I played, so I can't remember everything. And then swords and melee, of course. Then some more Gondor sword infantry, backing up the Gondor great spears. Really quite good play from Seraphim, just making sure his great spears don't get shot. While that armor will help, the pikes without shields, Bilbo's going to want to target those down. Especially since Eothrym don't have any pikemen of their own. Then we have the Vanguard of Nimloth and the Hallowed Knights of Amon Anwar. Vanguard of Nimloth, probably just like bog standard greatsword, like bodyguard tier infantry. Like, however, the Hallowed Knights of Amon Anwar, I believe they're 3 hit points compared to the Vanguard of Nimloth's 2. But to make up for that, they do have 20 less men per unit on this unit scale. And last but not least, we have 2 units of Fountain Guard and Nimloth. I want to say they're similar in function to halberds, but they have the pike animations. So their spear's slightly shorter than a pike, but it's armor piercing. And then Knights of Nimloth, presumably just in case Bilbo plans to sally out with what cavalry he can bring. I'm fairly sure there's a lot of it. And then last but not least, certainly not last but not least, the Citadel Guard. Are they still AP in this? Or are they just like really quite good spearmen? So it's been about a month since I did my last video on this. Again, because I had exams and stuff. But anyway, without further ado, let us begin. I have a funny feeling that we're going to be seeing early wall bombardments. Already trying to open up a breach in that wall. Funnily enough, he hasn't gone for any siege towers or rams. He is pulling back his... Seraphim is pulling back his Citadel Guard. Presumably because of the arrow fire that they're coming under from those Eothrym archers. I mean, like, they haven't lost the most men, but I'd say they've lost enough men in those, what was it, 2 volleys for it to be worth it from Bilbo. So these guys are high tier spear infantry. But yeah, he's definitely just trying to break down a wall. We may have some frame drops because of that. But I have a feeling that what Bilbo's going to want to do is just line his soldiers up like this. And basically just don't allow them to get outflanked. And then what I'm assuming is he's going to use his maiden thanes, their axes, just like clear out. So what? Yeah, axes in this are AP, so that he's just going to want to use them to clear it out. Then we have the Black Root Vale archers that I missed earlier because they can hide. I don't want to say they're anything special, but I think they might just be high damage archers, but like pretty low armor values for, well, Gondorians, and not the greatest in melee either. That's what I think they are. I might make a cut here if the fighting doesn't start anytime soon. And there goes the first breach in the wall. And it doesn't look like anything's gonna happen anytime soon, so I am just gonna make a quick cut. I will see you, well, for you in about a second, but yeah. I return to you now because it does appear that Seraphim is actually preparing an assault. He's got his Knights of Nimloth just, I'm presuming, protecting his archers. He's moving up some Gondor sword infantry to just, yeah, prevent any Eothrym soldiers from charging down the hill and into these Blackroot Vale archers. But yeah, what I suspected he was going to have to use his archers for, he is now doing. Not archers, cavalry. He's going to send them in through here. Hopefully get some cyclo charges. But this is actually a really quite what I would describe as a good idea from Bilbo. Because what Seraphim's accidentally done is, until he takes this wall here, so he takes this section or that section there, you can't actually get any troops up there to stop these guys from firing. So all he has to do is just hold here. Which, it appears, and here we have our first melee engagement. It appears that that is exactly what he's doing. He's going after the Knight Cavalry. Which is, it's not a bad idea. See, it's an expensive target. But I would have almost said that sending your volley into these guys is almost a better use of your ammo. Yeah, getting the spearmen down there to help deal with the cavalry. They've got that bonus against them. It's going to be very useful and also because spearmen are tanky, they're just going to keep this fight going for far longer. Gondor Great Spears being brought in now, so evidently they're going to want to try and burst through this with a pike wall. And is Bilbo going to let this happen? It looks like he's saving his ammo. At this point, I just say, go for it and get rid of these Gondor Great Spears. But no, he's going after the Citadel Marksmen, who, as I suspected, are great swords in melee. Has the battle for the... Nope, no it hasn't. Blackroot. Oh, Blackroot Vale Archers have poison arrows. Aye, okay. Poison arrows and they can hide. Which is potentially quite a problematic combination. Paladin Marine's looking I don't like the way he's got all of his units, like reinforcements, so far away. So this assault could peter out so quickly. And he doesn't actually have anything to back it up with other than a unit of javelins and a unit of archers. I get that the cavalry might deter Bilbo from trying to push out and deal with these guys, but there's only 12 of them and Bilbo has spearmen there. And yeah, basically this is just going to be a long grindy fight for the lower parts of the city. Bilbo evidently, is he? His main things have used up all of their ammo. And they have done a number on the Citadel Marksman. But all that means is the Citadel Marksman will just get their ammo off slower. I have a feeling Bilbo might send the Maiden Thanes down to support the melee grind, just to keep it going for that bit longer. Once those javelins rear their ugly head, things are going to get interesting. Does that trebuchet still have ammo? Yes, it does. Does it like try to break down the middle or something? Yeah, we've got ourselves a really quite grindy fight here, which I think grindy fights support, go the defender's way more. But saying that, Gondor are undeniably suited to grindy fights. They have the tools such as the Hallowed Knights and Vanguard of Nimloth that can make a fight over remarkably quickly. I'm not sure I agree with what Seraphim's doing here. So you're almost more likely to rout your own troops. You can already see the Gondor Sword Infantry wavering. But if too many fire arrows hit those, they're going to be off. And if they go off, those Gondor Great Spears won't actually have any support and they can just get outflanked and simultaneously destroyed. Because you're not going to be breaking these at this point. There's too many of them left. With the cavalry charge, you might just about to be able to get them shaken, but it doesn't look like that's about to happen. But they are making headway against this defense, Gondor. And that is the right idea. Send the maiden things down. Are they gonna try and outflank the Gondorian force? They might want to do it quickly. Otherwise they will just get charged into the ground. And indeed, yeah, they're flanking round. Have they? Yep, the Gondor sword. Sure enough, the Gondor sword infantry has routed. If they're gonna rout any of these units, it's gonna be the maiden things. Bilbo's definitely gonna want to retarget his attentions here. Before too many of his soldiers die from basically running through and getting like isolated and destroyed. But outflanking the Gondor Great Spears is definitely the way to kill them. I wouldn't say countercharge into Knights of Nimroth though. So you might get a kill or two. But, well, or three. Knights at this point, Knights of Nimroth, they might have one or two charges left in them. And at this point I might just leave them in there to just try and get some kills. But no, Seraphim is deciding to try and that, my friends, is how you get what little cavalry you have left killed. There are 4 horses remaining. So that's not going to be enough to make much of an impact. They might be able to get another maybe 20 or 30 kills, but I doubt they're going to get anything more than that. This play I do respect a lot. Bringing your Framswork, bring one of your most elite units down early. It's like, it makes it interesting. I do feel like they might be slightly isolated. Oh nice, these guys have actually managed to outflank these guys now. And they're sending the Fram's Wormslayers round to just get rid of the Knights of Nimroth, it would appear. But they are getting shot as this happens. I mean, like, these guys, they're definitely going to get a lot of kills here. The Citadel Guards are not... What? No, Bilbo. What are you doing here? You're getting them killed. My assumption is he wanted to stop his Rams Wormslayers from getting outflanked too soon. And that's why he sent them to plug the gap. So I mean, like, from what I've seen so far, unless they keep on getting charged in the rear, Eothrym are definitely a faction in melee that depends more on outlasting their opponent. And in that way, I'd say they're very similar to Gondor. I have a feeling this is going to be the last charge of the Knights of Nimroth, however. Oh wait, no, the Pelargin Marines are axemen in melee. Does that mean they use their javelins as well? There's been some... If they haven't, it's a very weird decision to send them in. Have the Eothrym archers are indeed out of ammo now. Swords and shields and melee. If I was Bilbo, I'd start to try and get your second line of defense ready. Just set it up here. I feel like that's what he's trying to do with the Eothrym archers now. Yep, he's just setting up his secondary line. He's got some swords and more archers. Bilbo, set them up here. So that, I mean, if you did that, you don't ever want to, like, give up this wall without a fight, but, I mean, you've done quite a good job out there so far. Oh! He's reinforcing this fight. Not... Like, I'm not gonna say it's a bad idea, because, like, it isn't. This fight's been going very well for him so far. Like, there's not really a problem with trying to keep this fight going, but this is a very important but. What you've now done is you've got Citadel Guard between one of your most elite units isolated. And what I'm assuming Seraphim's going to do here is jabby them in the back. So these guys have a very, what I would describe as a pretty short life expectancy. And indeed, you can see they're actually starting short like flies now. A lot of them are bloodied up. There's only 46 of them left. 45 make that. Hallowed Knights of Hammerhand maybe getting a friendly fire kill there. But Bilbo, actually, it's just a cheap unit of axes, so it's... I understand why he's trying to keep this fight going. If I were you, I'd take your maiden things back out though. Just put them back in. I don't have a problem sending these Eothrym axemen in. Okay, he's getting his second unit of archers up on the walls as well. Or is he? So that's the first unit of archers. No, that is the second. So does he have 3 units of them? Suppose housecarls. It's Mayora's housecarls. Wait, does he have 3 bodyguard 2 units? Bilbo. Or in this mod, do they like run with their melee weapons out? These guys are missiles, so I'm assuming that's their melee weapon. And they're going to get bows out shortly. However, I do feel like Seraphim is giving Bilbo the benefit of the doubt here. What Bilbo needs to do is bring a couple of units over here. Like, keep 2 or so units over there just to fight to the death. But either send another unit back to the town centre, or send maybe another unit over here. So this side's looking way weaker than this side. You have 3 of your elite 1 hit point units here. And then over here, it's looking so much like less well defended, I'd almost say. I'd argue. He's done the right thing here, shooting down into this. And as soon as these Hallowed Knights come round this corner, with those archers, I'd be peppering them. You want to try and get rid of them as much as... If they get into melee, and they're safe in melee, they're gonna be a nightmare to deal with. But at the same time, Seraphim you should be... Get another unit of infantry or something. Get your Vanguard of Nimloth. Hell, get them over here. And that unit of Pelican Marines, and just, like, push. Push up here. Like, I get that it doesn't look appetizing, but at the moment, Bilbo, he can just slowly but surely keep sending a couple of units over here. And he can hold this almost indefinitely. Eventually you're going to run out of missiles. And then it's a case of infantry. Unfortunately for the attackers, I have a feeling Bilbo has slightly better infantry. Like, Gondor definitely has the tools with which to break. Oh. Can't believe I didn't see this before. I don't think Seraphim knows this, at this point at least. But this is actually really good play from Bilbo. Like, he's focusing down really quite efficiently this unit of very important bodyguards here, Gondorians. So that is, yep, I did suspect it would be the bodyguards here, Archer. And yeah, you can just see these guys, like, it's gonna take a lot to kill them. But quite a few of them are bloodied up. Like, these will start dying faster and faster. And they've already lost 15 men. However, Seraphim, one thing Seraphim is doing is he's conserving his ammo and his elite troops, but both players are doing that really quite well. Bilbo sending lots of soldiers over there. I feel like that's slightly too many. Just send a couple. I get why he's doing it, so, because there's a slight issue here. But at this point, maybe just cut your loss and like try and pull back to in here. Because at the point where you pull slightly too many soldiers away from here, that's when these guys are going to strike. I mean, like, Bilbo definitely knows this, and that's why he's keeping a unit of Eothrym spears and stuff like that over there, so that if he does get attacked, they will hold out a long time and probably even win. But there's no point in throwing that many soldiers in at once. They're gonna get tired and lose their effectiveness. I get that he wants to try and push back these guys, but you don't need to send that many units in at once to deal with it. And there's the rotting meat. So I can only assume that means that the trebuchet's almost out of ammo and they're just trying to cause a morale shock. Which again, I don't see the point in. It's not gonna actually work. Like, it's a bit of a waste of ammo, I'd say. You'd be much better off moving it up slightly closer and then just trying to shoot that. So if you get one or two nice hits, that could be game over. But no, like, with that, you're more likely to rout your own guys. Like, your Pelican Marines will rout. Your Gondor Sword Infantry will rout. Your Hallowed Knights won't, and neither will your Citadel Guard anytime soon, I would have thought. maybe not the Citadel Marksman, but most of what you have here is going to rout before the Eothrym do. And again, once again, very good play from Seraphim, trying to shoot Bilbo in the flank. But again, there's no point. Why are you using Flaming Shot? Normal Shot is A, more accurate, and B, Flaming Shot also works on your own soldiers. You're just as likely to rout your own soldiers as you are, like, the Gondorians, if not more likely. And these maiden things, I can only assume they have ammo. I'm assuming they're going to be using it on the Fountain Guard of Nimloth. Surely. Oh, where are they? That's the Trebuchet crew. And another unit which I failed to spot until just now is Swords of Minister Theo. I believe they're armor-piercing archers, which I would have thought is more what you'd want to use against that doesn't appear to have gone too well for Seraphim there. What went wrong? Why were they routing at like 173 men? I think these Blackroot Vale archers won't be fighting for much longer. On these guys are two-handed swords as well. So from what I can see here, it appears that most of the Gondorian archers are slightly more offensive focused in Wars of Arda. At least in terms of melee. Because these guys, I don't think Blackroot Vale archers are particularly special. Like, they're not elite, but they're definitely not two-handed swords in Reforged. Are the Blackroot Vale archers even in Reforged? I'm actually... Oh, I haven't played Med 2 in so long. It actually shows. Now, Bilbo appears to have lost control of his Miara's houseguards. And if Seraphim is, like, aware, sending over these guys, and yeah, just what I suspected, like, all of these guys are already winded, and most of these haven't even fought yet. Like, they're gonna hold out for a long time, right? They're gonna take a lot of them with them. But you take so many more of them with you if you just send 1 or 2 units down at a time. Probably better if you sent 2, but like, you could potentially do decently with 1. And the Eothrym archers as well. I'm slightly scared for the welfare of some of Bilbo's units at the moment. Like, what Bilbo needs to realise that his soldiers are pursuing, like, these units, and get them either waits for Seraphim to commit, like, maybe these few units here to this fight, and then just, like, hit them in the rear, deal with these guys, then deal with the Minister Theo marksman, Wardens of Minister Theo even. We're now running up to the wall, presumably to get a nice shot into the heart of this blob. I mean, it's a good idea. It's a very good idea. And indeed, that does appear to be what they're doing. And they're definitely more likely to rout if you use armor piercing arrows. If I was Bilbo, I'd be trying to get a couple of your units out of there, back in here. Hell, even back in here. Alright, so it does appear that Bilbo is going to be trying to go for the master flank. His Eothrym archers, I think, might be able to beat the Citadel marksmen. But Hallowed Knights of Amon-Anwar may be slightly more than what they meant to be taking on. And indeed, they appear to be getting massacred. And don't get me wrong, I don't think Eothrym archers are bad melee units in, like, any sense of the word. But Hallowed Knights of Amon-Anwar against a unit of decent in melee archers is only ever going to end one way. I reckon a few of them, these Hallowed Knights, may drop. But at the moment it doesn't appear to be the case. And I don't know, I think it would have been a really good idea if they could have caught the Citadel marksman, which it actually does appear they're going to be able to do. So credit where it's due, they did achieve what they wanted to achieve. But at the same time, I feel like it won't quite be worth it. Especially if the Wardens of Minas Ithil can get in a position where they can shoot the Mayaris houseguards. Yeah, this just like goes to show just how strong the Hallowed Knights of Amon-Anwar are. And they have a very hefty price tag to go along with it. But they're massacring the bodyguards here, like heavy axe, well, hammer units, that's AP. And they've lost 2 men to, like, 25. This, I'm gonna say, this has cost Bilbo the game. I'm calling it here. This is probably gonna cost Bilbo this match. And if he can get the Minas Ithil Wardens in melee, then it might just be worth it. But at the same time, you are holding nicely here. You're winning here. But other than what's out there, this big group of soldiers here and these guys here, you don't have anything left. What is he doing with the Eothrym spears? You need to get these guys into the Wardens of Minas Ithil. They're just going to get shot. And then, yep, Hallowed Knights of Amon-Anwar definitely proven their worth here. They've taken some more casualties. They are definitely, quite a few of them are bloodied up. But they are just cleaving their way through units of infantry with really quite, well, easily. These Eothrym axemen, they're gonna get just annihilated. They will deal with the Citadel marksmen, I believe, though. And I do believe they will win this fight up here. Purely because there's just not enough soldiers here. We've got some Fountain Guard in there. We've got a Trebuchet and we've got Pelargir Marines in reserve. And you don't even have the Fountain Guard in reserve, because these guys are out here fighting the Eothrym axemen. They're obviously going to win that fight, but they're not in the best position. I will say that. And there goes Bilbo's general. But yeah, I mean, any kills that the Eothrym axemen get on the Fountain Guards, I'm assuming is going to be good value. The Eothrym spears did not have the greatest time in the world, evidently. And they're getting shot at point blank range. Yeah, I'm calling it here. I have a feeling Bilbo's going to lose this fight. I am going to say that. If Bilbo was able to win this, then he definitely... If he just didn't do enough damage. Because he probably lost easily, like, a quarter, if not slightly more of his force value there. And I'm gonna say didn't even, yeah. And now he's gonna have to peel units away from this fight to deal with a dangerous opposition. Especially if the Hallowed Knights are in this group. Which I don't think they are. But all that means is they're in this group, and that's just gonna cause... That's still gonna cause some problems. 32 Maiden Thanes won't be enough to stop it. I hate to say it, but 32 Maiden Thanes won't be beating 59 Wardens of Minas Ithil. They might cause the Wardens of Minas Ithil a few casualties, but they won't win. And, well, it's a pretty good start for them, all said and done. All things said and done. They got a kill, they only lost a man for a man, mano a mano. Like, you kind of take those exchanges, but at the same time, they're not the greatest exchanges in the world. For the soul, and especially now, you've just put about 50 soldiers in the firing line of the Wardens of Minas Ithil. You need another unit here. If you had one of these units of Eothrym axes, Bilbo, you'd probably win that fight. If you had one unit of Eothrym axes over here, you'd win this easily. But as it stands, I mean, even 30 Eothrym spears I don't think is going to be enough. Purely because this is a bodyguard tier unit. That being said, they are marching, so they're not actually getting any damage off. And they are taking damage in return. So, again, that's one of the exchanges that I don't think went quite well enough for Bilbo. And I feel like that's sort of been the story of this battle. Like, sallying out to try and deal with this unit, this unit, and the Hallowed Knights. I'm gonna say it was a good idea, but it wasn't quite executed right. If you were gonna do it, I would have put the Eothaeod axes and your Mayara's housecarls together. From the start, just send both units of them in to fight the Hallowed Knights. Because if the Hallowed Knights, if these guys here, in a one-on-one fight, even if it's just for 1 minute, they're going to get such an upper hand that you've basically just wasted about 200 funds, I'm gonna say, with those Mayara's housecarls. Like, it just didn't go well. You didn't get the upper hand in any fight, which I do feel like it's unlucky, don't get me wrong, but like part of it was some of these poor combats who were down to slightly well, not quite good enough execution. And now, what Seraphim's able to do is, in a fight like this, Eothrym here, they're gonna lose. They'll stop these archers from firing for a while, but they are gonna lose. They're not gonna get the best of this engagement. And while walls are good for spears, walls are also very good for smaller units. If you get troops over here, like up the wall over here, you probably win, potentially, but the fight would be over a lot faster. And I think what Bilbo wants to do here is just stop these guys from firing. That's what he's trying to achieve. Just to let his hopefully strong enough infantry grind it out, win this fight. I mean, the Vanguard of Nimloth are going down. They are getting dealt with. And it does, if you look at the percentages, it's a very close fight. But at the same time, when you look at the units each player has left, and yeah, that's also not going to help. Pelargir Marines javelin straight to the face of these Eothrym units, not going to be good whatsoever. But yeah, as I was saying, if you look at the units, what each player has left is Bilbo, bunch of Eothrym, and some Eotheod. That's it. In fact, he doesn't even have many Eothrym units left. And he has no ammo. And then if we look at what Seraphim has left, he has Fountain Guard, he has Hallowed Knights, he has more Fountain Guard. His Pelargir Marines have ammo, he has Wardens of Minas Ithil. I mean, I feel like this might actually just be where Bilbo makes his final stand. And I hope to, like, it's been a good fight from both of them. I hope to God Seraphim doesn't decide to just go for the capture point. I'd be so disappointed in this fight if he does. But yeah, at this point, this is merely a token force. He's not trying to win this fight. What he's trying to win is this. But, again, it's too bunched up. You've got 5 units here just getting tired. And you're trying to deal with 37 soldiers on a wall. You're maybe fighting 7 of them at one time. If he can kill these 5, then it's going to be slightly different in terms of that. But, like, the point still stands. He's wasting so many of these units. All he has to do is just charge these guys into the... Well, if he gets a good charge into the Fountain Guard, that could change things. But, unfortunately, I feel like he's not going to be able to kill the Fountain Guard fast enough, and these guys are just going to get overrun. And what I feared would happen is what I believe is going to happen. Seraphim, like, I really disapprove of this way of fighting a siege. Like, I get that you don't want to have to turtle through all of this, but Bilbo's given you, like, a really good fight here, and what you're gonna do is just cap the town centre. I don't know, you know. I don't... Now Bilbo's taken soldiers off the walls. See... Oh, wait, no, that's just guys routing. Sorry. Yeah. Like, Bilbo's... As soon as I saw Bilbo sally out and, saw the Hallowed Knights charge out, I knew it wasn't going to work. Because again, he did what Seraphim did earlier on. His reinforcements weren't quite close enough to help out. Like, they were over here while his soldiers were getting massacred over here. And that, what, 20, 30 seconds, maybe 40 seconds to get over here. Let's call it a minute to get over here, right? That's easily enough time for enough of your soldiers to get killed off. And yeah, I mean, like, Bilbo did a good job. Don't get, like, he did a very good job. Smeagol's Houseguards, like, they didn't do badly for themselves. Fram's Wormslayers, yeah, that's another big kicker for Bilbo, I think. The fact that one of his most elite, important units didn't pay for itself, almost. That's gonna be a problem. I mean, it was the javelins. Those few javelin volleys Seraphim got definitely didn't help, and basically after that, his Wormslayers were no more. Eothrym archers doing quite well for themselves. 4 units of Eothrym axes. It actually, like, one of the units doing really quite poorly. The problem Bilbo had is he didn't have any standout performers here. Like, maybe the Maiden Thanes did a solid amount of damage, but then he's got too many units with kill counts of 30 and 40 that just didn't quite carry the weight they had to. Eothrym Axemen as well. One unit did decently, 2 units did decently, the other 2 just didn't do well enough. He did well, but that's just been the story of this battle, I'd almost say. Like, Bilbo played well, but he was only able to play as strong as his army build. And I feel like Seraphim just countered him everything Bilbo did, Seraphim just was able to counter. Which just goes to show that Seraphim, both these players are good players, but that just proves that Seraphim is, like, slightly above Bilbo. Which I understand, Bilbo hasn't played the most, like, Med 2 in a while because he's been working on the modern stuff, but yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you're around here for more Total War and hopefully fairly soon other game content. I know, revolutionary, isn't it? But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.